YouTube fam? It is Sunday and I should be sleeping, but my brain is still thinking about trading and strategies and just all the new things I've learned this week. So it's backtesting time. Simple. Also, hey, I guess you can't see my shirt. My Hero Academia. Anyway, I'm gonna stop being a little weirdo. All right, so check it. It's a gloomy Sunday. I wish it was brighter. I'm a child of the sun, but I'm trying to normalize my strategy and stop flip-flopping. So I have prepared a strategic 1 to 6 step of things that I need to follow to get into an entry. So if that sounds like a good time, price action as always. My few indicators that I appreciate and like that help me see um, structure. And let's get down to it. So I'm going to use BTC because I'm trying to understand BTC and ETH. So I can um, just get a feel for the flow. I don't know if that's ever really going to happen, but who knows, right? All right, so check it out. I'm going to make myself tiny. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you're seeing right now. I'm gonna make myself super tiny. All right, cool, cool, cool. So let's zoom in first and foremost on my notes here. Let's bring it down even lower. Sometimes I struggle to stay on top of these things. But let's zoom in on my notes. Actually, let's go ahead and just make it really big for the moment so you guys can see. Okay, so first things first, strategy-wise. So we're going to check daily. We got to check the news, so Crypto Panic, Forex Factory, pretty much Fed news, just check all that stuff. For back testing, I'm not going to bother, but um, on a daily basis. Then after that, high time frame analysis. What's the trend? So for me, I'm going to do 4 1 hour because I'm trying to be daily. We all know everything is in a big downtrend, you know, overall. And then mark areas of high interest, so areas where price has stopped at and hung out. Then I'm basically gonna be looking for strong breakup structures, market structure breaks, whatever, and then try and correlate those things with other things to kind of make the area really strong. And then I'm going to confirm the liquidity run. So that whole inducement thing I've been learning about. So where they fake you out like they're going to continue on down, but then they come up and knock out all the stop losses. Yeah, yeah. And then we go into the low time frames. In this case, I should put a note here. It's going to be 15 minutes since I'm doing this. I do like the 15 minute from an entry perspective, right? And then, there I'm either going to look for like a morning or evening star, engulfing candle, some sort of momentum. And then I'm going to go on, from an entry perspective, check my ATR for the stops, use the calculator to review potential entry returns, etc., to see if the trade's even worth it. All right, sounds like a good time. Cool, cool, cool. So let's go ahead and make this small again. Boom, boom. All right, let's put this here. It's now that it's smaller. Probably gonna put my glasses on so I can see that. All right, so I have moved Bitcoin over to, let's do this, all right? So we're gonna try and play somewhere in this general vicinity, all right? So let's hit the replay button. I'm gonna do that Stevie Wonder thing that I do, and then I'm just gonna hit click. Okay, where did I end up? All right, July. All right, so let's start with our first item, sans the news. My glasses, let's put those on because apparently my eyes have had a few birthdays. All right, so high time frame analysis. So, if I'm being honest, this looks like a range, on the 4 hour. So let's see. Is it? Can probably find a range pretty much anywhere. All right, so it looks like it was ranging, and we've broken out of the range, and we've cleared this lower high from this lower low, and we've made a new higher high. So this is a decent breakup structure right here. All right, so technically on the 4 hour, since we have this break right here, let me go ahead and just mark that out. Just break of structure, so I'm just gonna call it a break. And now I'm gonna mark out my area of interest, right? So in terms of movement, so we broke down, we did these, like pretty clear move up, and now we're gonna move back down. So my expectation is I'm gonna come, oops, did I grab it? I'm gonna come back into this area around where the break happened. And technically, this is probably an SR area as well. As we see, price has come to it, rejected, come to it, rejected, meandered. So we're gonna go down into the 1 hour. So on the 4 hour, we're technically on an uptrend. So because that's the case, I'm gonna do this just as a point of reference. And then I'm also gonna, just to per my own notes, I'm gonna check the pivot so I can just also confirm the uptrend. So given that we're in the 4, I'm gonna switch to the weekly just to confirm. So yep, we have switched. Well, this was an uptrend. We've kind of turned down on the weekly, so I'm gonna go down to the 1 hour now and adjust the pivot to the daily on the 1 hour and see where we're at. Okay, so we were on an uptrend and we're still up, but price has fallen below the pivot. So that would align with my retracement thought. So it's my bigger break on the 4 hour. Okay, so I'm gonna take the pivot off and we'll leave the higher highs, the higher lows. Actually, I'm curious about the fractals because I'm understanding that not every break is made equal. So like this break, so my fractals should be showing me like a break above this area makes it, the last like area where the price hung out, then that makes it a technical break. I think I will leave that on and then decide if I feel like that's actually accurate. Now, if we're on an uptrend, and I'm gonna move my notes down below here, then it behooves me to focus on areas of interest, right? So, let's see, how far up did this go? Oh, pretty spot on to this level right here. So then my next area of interest would be up here where price last hung out, right? A bit. So, and then let me just move it to the left here. See, price did a little something, something there. And then the really more interesting, zoom in a little bit. So if there's here, so retrace back up to this area, general SR area. No big imbalances up here, so let's see. All right. So we're coming back in to the general break vicinity. And in this general vicinity, we've got this, let me turn that to red, because I like that one. And then what else do we have? They've eaten this imbalance. There's a tiny bit down here. This balance has been taken care of. There's a small one down here. So let me just mark it off so I'm aware that it's there. And imbalance, and let's set this these as just general areas of interest. I'll just call these SR areas for the moment, just to keep me sane. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay. So in order for me to feel like it's continuing on up, then I would need some sort of break, retest, continuation up like that, right? If we can't break that, then we could be forming some sort of head and shoulders. I'm just doing the analysis here. We could be forming some sort of head and shoulders thing here. So let's see. And let's take those off. Okay. Let's go back to this thing. All right, so since technically the pivots are telling me, so this pivot is still above that pivot, so it's still telling me it's an uptrend. So let's see what happens. Actually, let me leave the pivot up just so, and actually, just as another trend thing, still coiling upwards. We haven't turned. We've turned a little bit, but not a ton. So I'm gonna leave the pivot. So if we can break back above the pivot, bust above that, then we're good to go. All right, let's see what price. So we're in here. So if I were to take a long, let's go down into the 15 minute. Technically, my first target would be up here somewhere. I'm going to be super chill about it, right? All right. So what are we looking at here? So if we're looking for some sort of inducement, so oops, or liquidity run, right? For me to continue on up, then I'm looking for, since we've just hit this, we've gotten here. I don't know if this is considered the first area, so then I'm looking for it to break below this area, give me something, and then come back up. Now the pivot could potentially be some, it could act as some sort of resistance. Is it in an interesting area? Oh, let's see. Let me try not to make this narrative my own, right? Okay. So let's take the pivot off so I'm not like focused on it. All right, what do I see in this general vicinity? Do I have a nice juicy break here, right? So in this imbalance, we've got this level. Are we breaking it? So let's get the next candle. We're coming back down. Okay. So what I'm trying to understand about the inducement, like we've got this level, I want to break it, right? So, and maybe, because this break is weak. So I could just be missing this trade, and maybe I've misunderstood the inducement here because they've broken this low, so maybe I should have taken it from here. I don't know. Well, let's see. There is a break here, which means there's a technical order block, but I am looking for a long. So let me get some sort of confirmation. And most of this is like internal structure. So I am I'm waiting for something to tell me I'm going all the way back up. So trying to do this patience thing. I need a higher low to form. Okay. So we had this area here. So technically the break happened here. It's not the best, but okay. Okay. All right. So let me take that off. So from structurally, we meandered a bit. We haven't broken this low. See, I wanted to clear this out and then take a long. We're coming back down to do it. Okay, so strong downtrend on that one. Let's see if it gives me anything juicy. Well, now it's broken that whole structure. Are we turning? Okay. So now I'm going to look for something like something real bullish. if I'm gonna go long, because now we've created another short. And hold on, because the 1 hour trend, man, because the 4 hour trend is an uptrend. The 1 hour, we're coming down. So we're in this area that I'm interested in potentially to go long. So let me go back down to 15 minutes and see. Sometimes when I'm zoomed in too close, it really does not help. Let's do this. So now I'm looking for, all right, so now this inducement thing's happened and getting more bullish green candles. So let's do this. And then so let's add the ATR in here. ATR is still bearish. Pivots all the way up there, which is, we're sorry, let me take that off. ATR is all the way up there still. And maybe I'm reading the pivot wrong. What do you guys think? Because if we look at the way the pivot's been working, at least in this general vicinity, price has been above it. But now price has traded below it, retested it, and then continued on down. So maybe I'm not supposed to be looking for a long, because look, if I'd been looking for the short, then my area of interest, technically for an entry, was somewhere around here, with an approximation, for them to eat this inducement and take a short. Something like that, right? All right, so let's say I'm wrong, and this is, I'm still trying to go for a long, and I did this, but still not following my practice, right? Morning star, evening star, engulfing candle. Right now I'm seeing, I also want a momentum candle. So more momentum. All right, cool. So let's do this. That. And let's aim for the pivot point itself. Let's see. Is that 1 to 2.7? Maybe I should go for a 1 to 2, maybe. Now let's play it by ear. All right, let's press play. I could be wrong. And I'm wrong. Yeah. So I think the other thing that I should be paying attention to is what the ATR stop is telling me, because it's still red, which means it's going down. And I should have, oh, sorry about that. Let me put that back. Right? Because I want to track my fails, right? So let me put a big fat X on that. Okay. Can I make this smaller? Whoops, too small. Okay, let's put an X on that. Okay. So that's a fail. What was that? 1 to 2, 1. Okay. I didn't do the calculator, just testing. All right, so I'm going to come back out to the 1 hour because I think we're coming back into the area for the break and we're coming down to this thing. I should be well aware of this other area. So let me let the 1 hour unfold, like what I'm looking for. Now that is a big momentum shift, right? Let's go look at that on the 15-minute, because that's what I was. All right, so okay, so we've come back into the exact area I thought it would. Tapped it. They've eaten this liquidity. Guys, that's what I did wrong, right? I should be waiting for the liquidity to be eaten first and then enter. Where are my notes? I am not following my process. But that's the next part, right? Look for an area of interest, wait for the liquidity to be eaten. And they did. They made us at the bottom, ate it all up, and then shot back up. Okay, so I missed that boat. All right, so they've closed over this area. made a new high, and now we have a nice break right here. And let's see if I'm right about the break. I'm gonna turn the fractals are on. Fractals don't think it's a real break though. I think they think it's a break if it's up here. It's an internal break. But the thing that matters in this general vicinity is this imbalance they're gonna come back to eat, at least from my perspective. And these momentum candles mess with me. Still red. I think we just turned green now. Just turned green. Great. Just for curiosity's sake, like when this happened, we're still very red on that guy. I'm just curious about which candles got it there. And this hammer, this inverted hammer, I don't know what these things are called. Green should also be a pretty good indication of the end of a move, right? So we tend to see them in, look at that morning star. I tend to see them in places. Let me add that to my notes as things that I'm interested in. Inverted hammer, color for move. I don't know if the color matters, but I'm going to say it does. If I want to go up, then the color needs to be green. If I want to go down, the color needs to be red. Something like that. Okay. All right, so let's go to the 1 hour here. So we're in an area. Let's see. A little sideways. No real break. Oh, analysis is hard, y'all. I mean, seriously. Okay, so we have, if we're continuing on a downtrend, right? This thing is telling me there's a break here. This is inducement. This is the area, technical area I'm looking for, but do we have other more juicy breaks, right? There is an imbalance right up here. Gotta be aware of so much, right? And this break, order blocks right here. So let me just plop this here for the supply order block. And this is potentially an SR area. So make sure I've marked that out as well. So right now I've got an order block there, an imbalance, which puts it at something of an almost dragon fruit. So an entry for a potential short could be down here, right? All right, so let's let this play out. Right, as before, since we didn't catch it, right? Okay. Okay, so strong bullish candles. Now we've tapped our area. We are nowhere below the pivot. Maybe we're coming back to tap the pivot. Maybe we should wait. I don't know. Strong bullish candle, deep projection from this area. Let's see here. All right, best to wait. Oh wow, that's deep projection from this area. I've eaten most of this imbalance. Okay, so what did I miss last time? I missed the inducement, right? So they retraced, and then, okay, the inducement for the long. So they broke that. Make sure I'm understanding what I'm looking at. Am I doing this right? Hold on, let me draw something out because sometimes I get confused. So, looking for something like this to continue up, approximately. And then from a down perspective, that's what happened here, right? So if we're going up like that, then the last place that price sort of hung out at would be like where I'd expect them to retrace back down to continue back up if we've switched. Is this a break? No, it's not. So we've come back up into this area. We've rejected it twice. What's the next candle? It's red. Okay. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, they've eaten all of this, so I should be going short, right? Lower low, lower low. Yeah. So now that and now this thing says green, it says long. Because it did turn around and break through. Man, changing your mindset and being fluid is hard. Let me go back to the 1 hour here. What does this look like? Okay. Yeah, so we just ate all of that. Coming back up to the pivot. We're at this area. We rejected it, so maybe we are coming back up like, because the main trend is an uptrend. So I should be looking for that long now. Okay, let's go back down to 15 minute. Okay, so let's wait for it to come back down to this area and give us some bullish. Okay, so we've eaten some of this. That's the first level. Go long. Can we break it? Okay. Now, did I miss the inducement? Was it this candle? We broke below this candle. Then I should have been like, because this isn't, it's not perfect. This is an evening card, but this is a very momentum. Look how strong that uptrend candle is. Jeez. Should also be, let's zoom in on these candles. There's like no wick on the bottom of this thing. Okay. So we are here. I feel like I've missed the move, honestly. I don't know about you. So let me see. It's probably going to be a big, juicy. Okay. All right. So if this is going to be an uptrend inducement or whatever, then I need it to break. Right? I need it to break. So what am I looking for then? The opposite. So for an uptrend inducement, I need to go. Did I not? Oh my God. I need to go up, drop. Am I right? Am I drawing that right? Oh, I'm doing it the wrong way. Sorry about that. I need to go down, then up a little bit, then break that, and then come back up. So I had the right one up anyway. So let me see. What am I? So this it did this. So now we're here at the next level. So eat some more of that, and then continue back up. Let's see. Well, that's a very bullish candle. And maybe they've already done the inducement here. So let's say I enter on this bullish candle. Oh, where's my stop loss? That's far. Let's see. What does that even look like? That's a 1%. That's really far. Coming back down. Guys, this is hard. I don't know. What do you guys think? To here, maybe a 1 to 2, approximately. I put it below this level. Let's see, what's the next candle? It's red. But I'm again in this area where I'm expecting a short from, right? So let's say I hedge my bets. Okay. So I'm in this area. I'm in the supply area. See, I'm flip-flopping now. I'm flip-flopping because we're on this strong downtrend. We've swapped. We've broken this. We have this break. So that means that if I'm going to take a long, it has to come from somewhere down here, I think. There's still this imbalance to be considered. Let's add that in. So this price movement is somewhat confusing, and I think I'm confusing myself with the whole inducement thing. So everybody went long from here. So maybe I'm waiting for them to come eat this to go long. All right, let's see what happens. I could be most definitely wrong. As they've come back into this area where price last stopped, and this is technically the supply area, and they've tapped it. They've eaten that imbalance, and they've busted this inducement. So this is technically where I need to go long if I'm following this eat go. And let's see. So if I did it from here, how far away is that? It's a lot. And then come up to the same thing. That's 1.2.9. Let's see. Am I wrong? It's my first assumption that they need to go lower. Oh, but look. Pivot. Let's back out. Wait. The pivot structure has changed. It's lower now. Dang it. Dang it. Because we haven't been able to bust past this. Oof. Out to the 1 hour. Let's see. I haven't entered anything because I'm just like so not hip. Okay, so we're in the supply area. The pivot's lower, which means that we could trade back into the pivot. So I'm not comfortable with that long at this point. So this is telling me like the sentiment's changed, and on the 1 hour, my stop loss is all the way up here. So sometimes I just wonder if I should just trade the 1 hour because it's just easier to understand. You know, like look at that big engulfing, down. Okay. So technically we're on an uptrend, technically on the 1 hour, but we also have made a lower high that we haven't been able to break. So, and let me go back out to the 4 hour because this analysis is insane. Okay. So, and let me hide everything just so we can look at pure price. Okay. So we broke above this level, we made a higher high, and broke above this, which means this is our higher high, this is our higher low, technically. So we need to break above this to make a higher high and a higher low. So let's say we let that unfold on the 4 hour. I need more structure. So it looks like we're heading in the opposite direction. So let's go back down to the 1 hour. Okay, so now I have a better view. So sometimes you just have to wait. Okay. So the pivot was right and we were coming down. All right. So now we've broken this, we made a lower low, and I'm going to go ahead and remove all of my original structures that confused the hell out of me. I've made one trade that didn't work. Let's reevaluate. Let's clean up. Okay, let's clean up and leave my one failed trade over there. Okay, so we have changed, the game has changed. We are, all right, so retrace, continuation. So this is the general vicinity that I expect price to roll back up to for retest and continuation down, lower, and we might be trying to trade back into this imbalance down here. And we've got rise, retrace, rise, nice vicinity here. All right, so I'm looking now. I'm very, very clear about what I wanted. And if you scroll out, that Head and Shoulders thing did actually work out. It's like, I don't know. What do you think? Double top for sure. Very big. Uh, but at least the pivots are like, wait. So these pivots are a new set of pivots. They're pretty much side by side. So I'm still going down. All right. So we have a break of this guy. So I'm expecting a retrace back up. Um, so let's see. Do I get the retrace? Okay. So let's see. Oops. Whoopsie. Let's get that out. Delete. Okay. So we've got this level that people went short at. I want to break it and then go short. Okay, perfect. We've come back into this level. Let's I'm gonna go down to the 15-minute. Okay. And there is, all right, so this bigger break right here, we have an imbalance right here I need to be aware of. And then the question is, which one of these is stronger? Balance. Okay. And let me switch this out to different color so I don't confuse myself. All right. So trace back up, ate all that liquidity. What am I looking for? So we had this liquidity run that's been eaten. So stop hunts there. That's done. Anything else juicy up here? All right, let's see the next candle. So now I'm looking for like an entry for a short. So curling up. Okay. Technically some sort of a evening star, but I don't like the wick and the flat bottom. I want it to be in the opposite direction. Yeah, that's why I didn't do that, because we still had all this imbalance up here to eat. So potential for them to come back into for shorts all the way up here, I think. All right, so now I've eaten that. Okay. All right, so if we're going short, what do I need to see? In all that. Big green candle though. And I don't know, I need more. Okay, strong momentum candle right there. Oops. Oh, keep doing that. Sorry, guys. Okay, so strong momentum candle, red. I'm expecting it to come back up and eat some of this, so I'm looking for an entry right about here. Well, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. I've eaten that. On the 15. So some balance down here. We're breaking below the pivot again. Pivot tells me that we're going down, right? So technically I should be like, well, let's do this and come down to something like that. But this ATR thing is bothering me. We still have this imbalance up here, so I'm a little leery. Okay, you know, I'm being too childish. They've eaten all of this. Let's write it to this, and then let's see what happens. Let's press play. Oops, zoom in. Okay. There we go. That's why I was leery of it. Dang it. All right, so follow my own thoughts like I needed. I figured this imbalance was where it was at, but I didn't listen to myself. So that's 2 losses right there. Where's my X? Don't be so rash. Follow your thoughts about it. Okay, so now we're up here. And let me take the pivots off because they're confusing me. So we have this break, we have this imbalance up here to be eaten. This inducement where people went short. All right, so let me try again. So we've made higher highs, higher lows. They've eaten that inducement. Okay. Let me go back to the 1 hour because I think my concept of a trend is slightly skewed. Break. Technically this break, they're saying this order block. I'm thinking this guy really. Okay, for an order block. And I'm missing out on the most important part. What else is here? Well, this is most definitely an SR area. I'm not layering my solutions. So we've fail. So technically we've got a mitigation block somewhere in the middle of all of this. And on the 1 hour, this is telling me I need to take a short. So maybe I'm not trusting these 15-minute entries, right? What else? There's definitely an order block over here. So let me take some of the stuff off. Okay. All right. I need some sort of strong confirmation. So we're seeing some rejection. Well, that would have been a nice candle. All right, let's go on to the 15 minutes. All right, so now they've broken above this level, so I feel like I can take a short now. Honestly, there's still more of the imbalance, right? So I'm gonna see if they can come back up into this area for a price. And I'll put it above this area up here. Technically, I need to put it above here. What is that? 1.27. Let's make it a 1%. Even. It's not perfect. And then let's go for this thing down here. Do we get that? Or should I have just gone? So let's set a limit order for this one. Then let's set a tiny, tiny order here with this smaller order. And let's see if my limit order gets hit and this market order works. Let's test the process here. So it looks like so far, pause. So it looks like my market order is in there. I haven't been stopped out for that one, but my limit order has been hit. And let's see. Then it gets stopped out. Yes? No? Yes, definitely getting stopped out. All right. What am I doing wrong? I'm going against the flow. That's what's happening. Going against the flow. Constantly going against the flow. We're on a serious uptrend on the 15-minute. On the 1 hour, uptrend, mini downtrend. I'm not doing the trending properly. Okay. On the 1 hour, pivots are telling me we're going down, but we're trading above the pivot on this guy. So I need to be going long. So far, four losses in this whole situation. Let me just clone that. Because maybe trading the 15-minute is confusing me. What do you guys think? It's, that. So we're up to 4 losses in a row, y'all. Okay. Half my problem is I'm not reading the trend right. Not reading the trend right. So while it's below the pivot, trading below the pivot, I need to continue thinking that way. Now we're trading above the pivot. Are we going back up? What else is around me? I've got this equal highs section here, so price could like shoot above it. And either I'm going to use this one, stop here, or stop about here. So 2 targets. I'm going long, y'all. I'm going long. And I'm using the 1 hour to do it. So I'm going to wait for price to come back down to the pivot, which is an area. Give me something bullish. But look, the pivot is above now. Sentiment has changed. So let's wait for a nice green candle. So we're coming down into this SR area. And the mini ones are... So the supply area actually did work for the short. It worked really well. It worked like gangbusters. But stop loss should have been above here. That's what I said originally, right? What a world. But I was being conservative and therefore got stopped out. Because this one, if I'd followed this one through, because I wanted to come in here to the base of this, right? Let's say I'd done that. Then that would have worked like gangbusters, but I was cheap on the stop loss and there you go. But technically, let's go down to 15 minutes, right? Technically, we had this run up, strong bullish. This is a momentum candle here. So I mean, that's no flat top and wick on the bottom. Hell yeah, do this and then try again. Right? To go where I wanted to go with this guy. A 1 to 1.88, but still a good move. Okay. So now, let's go back to the 1 hour. In order for me to feel like we're going down, yelling timber, we need to break through this, like close below it. All right, see what the next candle is. So we've got a break. And the order block's like all the way up here. Lots of imbalances to play with. Okay, so we're at another area where price has stopped. Let's see what it does. So it eats that. Okay. For it to continue back up, it's eating this base. Give me a green. Let me go to the 15 minutes. So it's eating all of that, giving me a green candle. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm going to take that long. And I'm going to pop this under here. Inducements, that's what I'm thinking. Okay. And I'm wrong. Well, I also didn't do the ATR calculations, and I also didn't look to the left. Technically, my stop loss should be below this guy. Would that have saved me? Let's see. Just barely. So we ate that. They decided they wanted to eat more of it. Mean. Dang. I'm not reading this price action. I'm trying too hard. This is but again, I'm not going to cheat. I got stopped out. Very bullish. It is a break. Let's see what the next candle looks like. See, this is the shit that I can't get into, right? So now we've broken this one. It's probably going to continue on up. No? All right, so where's my most likely area? So You're gonna eat that imbalance, come back down, going back up. Okay. Had a little bit on the break. So usually you want it to come back and retest about here and then continue back up. So I'm gonna set my entry to about right here. Put that down. See, do I get it? Yep. So I want an enter on a green candle. So let's wait. So still that they've eaten all of it. Still going down. Okay. They've eaten all of that inducement. So now I want to enter on this green candle. Again, I could be very wrong. So far I have not been spot on. So press play. And I'm so wrong. Oh my goodness. What? Okay. All right. So let's reset. Let's reset and let's take the pivots off for the moment. And actually, let's leave the pivots on. Let's just hide everything. So we should have a rule like, after the first 3 losses, stop for the day. All right. So we were on an uptrend. Now we're very, very, very firmly in a downtrend. Okay. All right, let's take everything off. Let's go ahead and clear all the drawings. Actually, not hide them, clear. Well, I don't want to delete my notes, so man, we're like an hour into this and I've failed miserably to understand trend. That is the thing that is killing me today. Because I should have understood. Broke here. Actually, all right, let's clear out all the failures. So we failed at like a lot. Let's clear all this out for the moment. This was the right play. Oh my God. This area here was the right play. We had the break, the order block, the mitigation block, I think I'm thinking too hard about this inducement business and it is messing with me and they did it, look. Came, dropped below, cleared everybody out, and then dropped spectacularly. This is going to be a long one, y'all. I am trying to understand. Maybe I should be trading on the 30-minute or the 10-minute or something. Let's see. What did that even look like on the 30-minute? Right? Look at this. All right, let's see. So we had all of this, and these little things are like let me take this. These things are all like the inducement areas that need to be eaten, right? So I don't have to draw them each. And we're in our supply area, and OMG, y'all. Look, that's why you have to check all these different time frames, right? They came back in, it gave me an evening star right here, right there, inside of the supply area with the imbalance, everything. And then all I had to do was look to the left and spec out the area where they were likely to knock out. So once they knocked that out, so let's do this. So once we're here, we see it coiling up. I had 2 options. And I'm gonna take the ATR thing off because I think it's influencing me some. Let's go back to plane. So we had this area they needed to bust over, right, in the supply area. So once they busted it over it, this area where price last stopped. Came back, it's reacted very strongly from this general vicinity. This SR area. Okay, so then I should have waited for this to get busted out. But look, I got what I was looking for an entry, right? So then if I'd seen this, understanding that we're sort of coiling up, what my thought should have been, like if I entered here, right? There's an imbalance. So I probably would have tried for something like that. Then I would have put it over this top up here. What's that? It's not even 1% yet. Oh, sorry. That's 1.66. So then if I'd gone for above this thing, because okay, wait. If I use the ATR thing, because I'm trying to use the ATR stop thing, and I'm testing it out, and I don't know if it works really well. So this is BTC, so 127. So from my entry area, from where I want to, so from here, let me grab my calculator, because maybe that's just the best method. Okay, so 2298.2.5 plus 127.5. So my stop loss for this thing should be 23110, right? That's where my stop loss should be if I calculated it right. And now I'm going to aim for the last place price stopped, which is about here, right? Because they're going to eat that inducement, right? There's lots to eat down here. So then if we let that play out, yeah, we would have gotten all of that. And then we could have, what's the red thing down here? Oh, the supply area, right? We could have gotten all of that. And what would that move have been? All of that. So about 4.4% of a drop. 3.6%. That's mm, what should the plan be now? So maybe we can try for a re-entry, right? So we missed that because being silly. We try and use the 30 minutes of the 15, right? So now I'm expecting we've got this break. Actually, this is the real break, right? So it can coil back up to eat this imbalance. So now I'm looking for a short from somewhere around here, right? So let's see what price does. Could ignore me because there's also this little area that price stopped at. So we have to keep that in mind as well. Can I get one win before I end this video? What do you guys think? Let's zoom in on this thing. Okay. So now we're coiling. All right. Okay. So we've eaten all that. We've taken it all out. Are we coming all the way up? Okay. So the other option is this area here where price last stopped. Approximately an approximation. It's about there. Got rejected from it pretty hardly there. What does this look like on the 15? So we coiled up, rejected, dropped. So you ate all of that. Let's go to the 15. So we've got a little green candle here, this hammer thingy. Are you taking this as a potential to come back up? Let's see. That's a no. All right. So I am woefully in need of more practice and understanding of trend So, and what it's trying to tell me. So I will be focusing on that because I mean, come on. Big, glaring downtrend. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to draw it so I can see it more visually instead of using the pivots. I don't know. All right, guys. So I won't bore you with my failures. But this is why we backtest so we can understand what is happening. And I think this is why I've been so hesitant to get into trades because I feel like I'm missing something. So until I can understand the trending thing, I won't be like risking my tiny capital, right? I think I'm down to 9.2 point. Let me look. Give you the exact number for my 10 USDT. I've not in any way, shape, or form been liquidated. I'm down to 9.1.846 from last night's 0.0 0291 tiny loss, but still. So I think I will and just so you know, I'm not lying. You can see it right there. And then my tiny loss from last night. Anyway, we are well over we're at an hour. And I will be continuing to do this throughout the day, but I will not be videotaping it. So enjoy, learn from my mistakes, rewatch it, see where I went wrong. I'm definitely going to be focusing more on just trend. Do I understand where it's going? Done. Done. Cool. All right, guys. Be safe. It's super slow this weekend trading wise. I suggest taking the time to practice like I'm doing, watch some vids, learn something new, incorporate it into your strategy. Because I think the strategy is fine. It's just the trend was the wrong issue for me. It's that very important piece that I kept losing sight of, and it kept making me lose and kept making me put the wrong the wrong the wrong order in. So I'm going to continue doing this until I start seeing the light and understanding. Because I'm okay with losing. What I'm not okay with is losing consistently without any wins to offset those losses. All right. So take time, reflect. That's what I'm going to be doing on how you're getting into stuff. And I've been looking all kinds of crazy this whole time, y'all. Anyway, happy Sunday. Enjoy yourselves. Also take time for yourself as well. Find your peace, find your joy, find your space to rebalance. I think there's a caramel frap in my name. I don't know that I deserve it, but I definitely want it, so I'm gonna go get it. So don't stop yourself from getting things that you want. I personally have a lot on my mind, foremost of which, how do I make myself financially free? Look, trading at the moment for me is not about the money. It's about, can I accurately predict what the market's going to do from a probability? I'm not going to be right. Probably not going to be right most of the time. But, at least at the beginning. But I want to get to the point where I'm at least right 60% of the time. If I can get to 60% win rate with a 1% of my entire capital loss, but I'm making like 1 to 3, 1 to 4, maybe at the beginning it's going to be 1 to 2, 1 to 3, that's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. But what it's not acceptable is me going into this not understanding trend and being clear as to where I should be pointing my orders. As we saw very clearly that I had no clue today, at least in this session. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get my head on straight, eat some food, and probably watch a video about trend analysis and come back again. All right. Keep on trucking. Don't give up. We will get there. All right. Enjoy your Sunday. Shakira out.